Hey guys, this is Joe Ranelli here. Wanted to make a quick video tonight talking about credit cards versus debit cards. A lot of people that I've run into have a bad taste in their mouth about credit cards, and there are some good reasons to have to not like credit cards, but there's actually some really good advantages to them that I think a lot of people aren't aware of. And in my opinion, they're much better than a debit card, and they're a lot safer than a debit card. So I would like to first say it, point it out like this. A credit card is just a financial tool. And just like if you were to go in your tool shed and grab a saw, you can use that saw to have a very significant advantage to be able to cut wood, or you could use it accidentally as a disadvantage and cut yourself to cause injury. The same thing can happen with a credit card. It's a financial tool that you can use towards your advantage or towards your disadvantage if you use it the wrong way. So the main reason that a credit card would be used as a disadvantage is if you're not paying your credit card in full every month and you're using it as money that you don't have. Okay, that's a big no-no. Basically, you want to use your credit card just as you would cash. And just to give you an example, I got my first credit card when I was a sophomore in college about 10 years ago. And within that whole time, I have never paid a dime in interest, not even a penny in interest. I've just paid my credit card bill off in full every month because I use it just as I would cash. Don't think of a credit card as, oh, I have extra money to spend now. No, it's just another means of paying. And it's another method of paying that's going to give you some advantages. Now, for example, let's say you have a debit card and you're using that debit card to make purchases online. The reason I think a credit card is a lot safer than a debit card is because if that debit card gets stolen by hackers from this online store that you're shopping in, they have your debit card, and now if they use that to make purchases, those purchases are debiting the cash out of your checking account immediately to pay for those purchases. You're going to have to fight with the bank on those fraudulent charges, and they will most likely refund you your money, but that cash that was spent is going to be tied up in the meantime while you sort that out with the bank, and that could be a big problem for people. On the flip side, if you were to use your credit card for those online purchases and the hacker steals them, the only thing that's at risk is your credit. Some of your credit limit was used up, and now you're fighting with the bank to get that money or that bill taken off of your credit card because they're fraudulent charges, but none of your actual cash is at risk here because it's just the credit limit that was affected. None of your cash from your checking account was withdrawn because this isn't like a debit card. So that's just a huge security thing to be aware of, especially if you're making online purchases. It can be a lot safer using a credit card versus a debit card. Again, I'm only pushing for people to go for a credit card if you can truly be responsible with it and use it just like you would cash. Don't use it to spend above your means or treat it as money you don't have, and you'll be okay. And just make sure that you pay that credit card bill off in full every month. That is the biggest thing. Now, if you can do those things and pay the bill off in full, you're going to be building credit over time, which is going to help you get lower rates on loans in the future, especially a mortgage. It's going to show lenders that you're trustworthy and you pay off your bills on time. And that's just, it's a huge advantage that's going to help you down the road. And on top of that, you get rewards for using your credit card. So for example, some will give you cash back. Some credit cards will give you reward points that you can use for rewards like gift cards. Some of them you can use for travel miles and things like that. And what's worked well for me in the past is the cash back and reward points. And one thing I've done over time, and again, if you can be responsible for this, then I highly recommend this, is that I've moved as many bills as I can over to my credit card rather than sending a check in the mail or withdrawing from my checking account or paying in cash or anything like that. Because think about it. Let's say you have $1,000 worth of bills per month that you're paying, and you're able to get all of those on your credit card. If you can get 1 to 2% cash back from a credit card, it may not sound like a lot, but it adds up over time. And why wouldn't you just take that free money back anyway? All you're doing is changing the method that you're using to pay for those bills, and it can be a huge advantage because still you're building credit at the same time and you're getting these rewards. And I just see it as a win-win situation as long as you can use it responsibly. So those are the main things I wanted to point out, primary differences between the debit card and the credit card and the advantages you can get by using a credit card. I'm going to make some future videos on some tips on picking out a good credit card, and I can just cover any other topics around it as well. So I hope that some of this information was valuable to you and I was able to share something you may not have known about. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have, And please do leave me any feedback, positive or negative, in the comments. I'm happy to review it because I want to become a better educator and speaker so that I can help other people and impact them as well. I truly want to help people with their finances. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I really look forward to your feedback.